Welcome back, guys. Once again, Charles back. Sorry, it took a little bit more than 15 minutes like I planned, but Charles back here at Geek Out in Old Town Burleson for Tuesday Night Treasures. We have been in the past splitting Marvel and do collectibles or comics and collectibles, but we're already set up. We're just gonna run through it all. Not a lot of books, but a super big week for Marvel this week. A lot of stuff that I'm excited about, a lot of stuff that a lot of us are excited about. So, same thing. If you got comments, I'm gonna be looking over here every few minutes to check and see what's going on. If you are, if you got anything to say, got any questions, want to put dibs on anything you see, just throw it in the chat, and we got you. All right, so we'll just jump straight into it. So we'll do Marvel, then Independence, then trade paperbacks, then manga, then collectibles. Cool? All right, cool. So first book this week that's super exciting is my favorite What If character, Captain Carter. So Captain Carter is getting her own limited series. So we've got a few different covers for Captain Carter. We got that cover. We got that cover. And we got we got the A cover. We've got the Carnage Forever cover, which is pretty darn cool. We've got this is the Women's History Month cover, which is cool. So you've got Captain Carter as a suffragette. So really cool. Women's voting rights, 1919, I believe. And then we've got the Phase 2, which is kind of weird they did Phase 2. They're doing Phase 2 right now in the covers. So if it was Phase 1, then it would obviously be World War II Peggy and World War II Cap. But, Phase 2, so we get Winter Soldier time. But regardless, so that was Captain Carter. Now, the book that a lot of y'all are caring about this week, Devil's Reign number 5 of 6. So Devil's Reign is almost over. I haven't gotten a chance to read this one yet, but Devil's Reign. I'm up to date with it, so I haven't read issue 5 yet. I will do that tomorrow. Very awesome story. Luke Cage running for mayor. Wilson Fisk is in charge of New York City and cracking down on superheroes. Super cool. Thunderbolts are out in effect. Rhino is a cop, and it's craziness. Super cool story. Super cool book. Really awesome stuff going on. Very Civil War vibes, not Civil War II, the original Civil War from 2007. Those kind of vibes. Really, really good Chip Zdarsky book. Devil's Reign 3 of 6 second printing. So if you are not caught up, I think we have a handful of these second printings on the wall. So we can get you those, so we can get you all the way caught up. Next is Devil's Reign Moon Knight number 1. So Devil's Reign tie-in. So if you like your tie-ins, Devil's Reign Moon Knight. If you don't like your tie-ins, but you like Moon Knight, it's a cool Moon Knight story for Devil's Reign, but Moon Knight. Also, Moon Knight premieres, I think, in 2 weeks. And yet another Devil's Reign tie-in, Superior 4. I haven't read this tie-in, I haven't been reading this tie-in, but I've heard that one's a pretty fun one also. So, Devil's Reign, getting 3 books this week. All right, next is Eternals number 10. Eternals number 10. I have not been reading Eternals. My buddy Chandler works up here also, has been really enjoying the Eternals. So maybe I'll jump onto it. We'll see. But we have the A cover, and then we also have Cersei as Cleopatra for the Women's History Month cover. So, and that cover is beautiful. Look at that. It's so pretty. That art is amazing. So, there's that. Talking about some more girl power. Kate Bishop, Hawkeye. Issue number 5. So, this is the book you've been waiting for. This is the book everybody's been waiting for. Hasn't had a book in like 3 years. Hasn't had a good book in like a lot more than 3 years. But my favorite character, well, one of my favorite characters. Frank Castle is back. Jason Aaron writing it. Story's pretty solid. Won't even lie. I read it already. It's good. Pick it up. A lot of people are upset because we have several covers. That's the A cover. Because we have a new Punisher skull and people don't like it. There's been some controversy. I think it's kind of cool. In this, for certain reasons, the Punisher is the leader of the Hand. Well, he's like their general. So a lot of people kind of fuss. I kind of like the new skull. It's kind of cool. It's like a demon thing, but it still conveys the same thing. And the art is really good. The story's pretty solid. Super excited to see where they go with the Hand. The Hand's never does nothing for nothing, and never does anything good without having an ulterior motive. So really cool. So we got that cover. This beautiful, timeless Alex Ross cover. That thing is just you Alex Ross just it's Alex Ross. And if you don't know who Alex Ross is, anytime you see a beautiful cover that just looks like that, it's Alex Ross. It's a very distinct art style. It's a very classic art style. Another cool cover. Hey, guess what? There's another cover. Promise this is the last one. But this is actually a really cool cover. Like, dropped his regular vest with a skull. So. All right. Next. Sabretooth, number 2. Sabretooth, number 2. It's Sabretooth. So She-Hulk number 1, second printing. Same cover, I want to say, just alternate coloring on it. This book is more fun than it should be. I really enjoy it. And the fact that she's getting a solid, well-written, fun book that's not too serious, it's enjoyable, and it's going to give us hype running into the show. So I'm really excited about that. It's a lot of fun. And her name is Tatiana Monsley, I think is her name. I'm probably saying it wrong, but the girl from Orphan Black is going to be playing She-Hulk. So really can't wait for that one. It's going to be pretty darn cool. Silk number 1, second printing. So if you already have Silk number 1, you're good. But if you like second printings, then or you haven't gotten it, there you go. Second printing, number 1. Silver Surfer Rebirth, number 1, second printing again. So you got some alternate artwork. The other one had kind of a black background, space background with Marvel. So alternate artwork. So Silver Surfer number 1, second printing. So this is another big one for the week. Spider-Gwen Gwynverse. So you got all these different alternate Spider-Gwens there. And you got that A cover. It's really cool with your alternate. My favorite is if you look in the background, there was a goofy one. I guess you can only tell it in the... So we have a poster out front, and it has a goofy one that I can't remember what it is, but I guess you can only see it if the picture's thrown up. But Spider-Gwen, Gwynverse, that's some cool stuff. You got the B cover, just Gwen just chilling there. Oh, you got the Stormbreakers cover with the C cover. I'm not gonna pretend like I know that reference. I'm sorry, I just don't. And then whoopsie, Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man number 92. So you got Amazing Spider-Man number 92. I think either this or we got a couple. I think we have 2 more issues before we drop into Spider-Man number 1. Can't remember. I wish I could. Sorry. I'll double check. Next week I'll know. Or next week I'll just say, I think. Next, got some Star Wars. Crimson Reign number 3. Got the next, some more Star Wars. A lot of people have been anticipating, been super hype about this book. Han Solo and Chewbacca. Han Solo and Chewbacca Star Wars Han Solo and Chewbacca number 1. One of my favorite ongoing books, Strange Academy by Scotty Young. Lots of fun, super enjoyable. One of my favorite writers, Donny Cates, Thor, number 23. Thor number 23 by Donny Cates, another big one. No longer written by Donny Cates, now written by V. Venom, number 6. Still a solid book. Nothing against it. I stopped reading it whenever Donny Cates stopped writing it, but it's still a good book from my regulars that are still reading it, what they've told me. Next is one of those cool, like I said, it is Women's Appreciation Month or internet, and today is International Women's Day. Yesterday was. So happy International Women's Day, even though it's Wednesday now and Tuesday was International Women's Day. But either way, we got Women of Marvel. So we got some individual stories highlighting some of the top ladies of Marvel Comics. Next, we've got X Deaths of Wolverine, number 4. So X Deaths of Wolverine. I think some of these got a little, the X Deaths, X Lives, I think they got delayed, and which is why we're getting 2 books. We're also getting X Lives of Wolverine this week, number 4. So I think there was some delay in the shipping on that one because it was supposed to be alternating back and forth, and we got both of them this week. So, and that does it for the core Marvel books that we got in this week. Next, we're going to run into the independents. So, Ant number 3 with that cool Spawn alternate artwork. This one's really solid. Miss Buffy the Last Vampire Slayer. That one's been pretty strong on the Buffyverse. Next, if you watched the Amazon show, pick up the comic book, Critical Roles, Tales of Exandria. This is volume, or actually, no, this is just the Bright Queen. So this is an offshoot. I guess volume 3 is done. Next, we've got a McFarlane homage cover for Draculina number 2. She's in that whole Vampirella universe. So if you're reading a Vampirella, pick up some Draculina too. One of my favorite, very fun, very silly books. Enjoyable though, Elvira meets Vincent Price, number 5. I know it's just a limited series, but this could go forever, and I would be happy. Next is another is a indie grindhouse style book, Hit Me by AWA Upshot, number 1 of 5, so it's going to be a limited series. Dark, gritty crime drama. Next is Last Flight Out, number 5 of 6. I read the first few issues and I really enjoyed it. I need to jump back on this one because it was a really cool concept. Super smart guy. Spaceships are leaving Earth because the world is ending. And he has to go pick up his daughter. And of course, nothing goes to plan. So I do need to get caught up with this. Really cool story. So Last Flight Out, 5 of 6. Next is a new one by Jeff Lemire. And I wish I could tell you what this one's about. I've seen stuff on it, but it's late. My brain's blank. All I know is I was really excited about this book. Jeff Lemire, Little Monsters. Beautiful art. Jeff Lemire writes some amazing stories. But Jeff Lemire, Little Monsters, Image Comics, that one's... I'm reading that one tomorrow. Next, Mighty Morphin, number 17. Not to be confused with Power Rangers, which is a different book, and Power Rangers Universe, which is even another book. So Mighty Morphin, number 17 from Boom Studios. And I'll tell you, Boom Studios over the last about year and a half has really become one of my favorite comic publishers. They've got a lot of really good licensed stuff, but they also have a lot of really good original stuff. And 2 weeks ago, I was at the Comics Pro digital seminar. Basically, they're a retailer's convention. And I got to actually talk to the head of Boom Studios. And dude's awesome. Super cool guy. And told me a bunch of the stuff that they've got rolling out and was just super excited about their stuff. And so much insight. Such an awesome, cool independent studio. I love that independent studios are starting to get bigger and better stuff. Boom Studios has so many licenses between the Power Rangers and Magic the Gathering, and they have a bunch more, but I just can't say because it's late and I'm getting tired. But super cool studio. Lots of great books, and like one of my favorite books last year came out of Boom Studios. Oh, Berserker. Berserker and Eat the Rich were the two of my favorite books from last year, and they're both Boom Studios. So Boom Studios is coming up. Next, Monkey Meat number 3. I've got a couple of people in the store reading this. I haven't read it yet, but they say it is really, really fun. So really entertaining, really crazy. So Monkey Meat number 3. New Masters number 2. This is one of those cool stories that I need to jump on and read this. Aliens are in West Africa and basically taking over the area. So a lot of people are trying to deal with them and be a resistance and just learn a new way they have to deal with aliens basically taking over their country, which are like space aliens. All right. Radiant Red, number 1 of 5. There's already a book called Radiant Black. Yes, this is in the same universe. It's just a different person. So Radiant Red partnering to Radiant Black. This next one, a little bit, some wild stuff. Trigger Warnings, Red Room by Ed Piskor. Grindhouse style stuff. If you like the over-the-top gore craziness, there you go. That's what you're rocking with there. Red Sonja, Black, White, and Red. You can't go wrong with the Warrior Princess. Warrior Queen. Red Sonja's awesome. Who cares? Sonic the Hedgehog. Imposters. Oh, Imposter Syndrome. It's getting late. Number 3, Imposter Syndrome. Not like the regular Sonic is still ongoing. This separate book. Next, Spawn number 327. Now, I will tell you, there is a Spider-Man number 1 Torment variant. My sub customers have already requested that one, so I'm out of it. So unfortunately, I'm gonna try to get some more of that B cover because that B cover is really sweet looking, but it's already claimed by everybody who already subs. Spawn is one of the biggest books that we sell in the store. It has one of our biggest sub lists, one of the most popular books right now since McFarlane. Basically, and he's back off of writing it, but since around about the 295 mark, it blew right back up, back to its most popular time in the 90s, and it's really stayed solid since then. So Spawn 327, good stuff. I'll try to get some more of the B cover. Can't promise anything. Next is We Live, Age of the Paladins, number 1 from Aftershock. Aftershock's another one of those really cool independent studios that's had a lot of really cool stuff. Not as many as Boom, I will say. I mean, well, in my opinion, not as many as Boom, but Aftershock does have some really, really cool stuff. That of the independents, they're probably my 3rd favorite studio, which ain't bad because there's a lot of them out there these days. Next, from a wacky company, Ahoy Comics, The Wrong Earth, Trapped on Teen Planet. No clue. Looks quirky and silly. Looks fun. I don't know. I'd say I didn't order it, but apparently I did. All right, so that's all of the comics proper for this week. Next, we got some trade paperbacks. So first trade paperback, Jim Butcher's Dresden Files, and this is going to be Bigfoot. And this is, you see, the signed edition. So you got Jim Butcher's autograph on the inside of that Joker. Jim Butcher's pretty cool. You know, the Dresden Files are awesome. So the comic book Dresden Files, even better. Next, we've got X-Men Trial of Magneto. That one was one of the biggest story arcs from last year for your X people. So if you are an X person and you didn't pick up the individual issues, trade paperback. Or even if you do, I hate to admit it, I'll pick up the comics and I'll pick the trade paperbacks and read them so that my comics stay preserved. But I'm crazy. I work at a comic shop. So, all right. Epic Collection, Volume 23, Fantastic Four, Nobody Gets Out Alive. If you like your Fantastic Four, you like your classic stories, classic artwork, Fantastic Four, Volume 23, no one gets out alive. Next is one of my favorite writers, used to be a big Punisher writer, Garth Ennis. Garth Ennis's Out of the Blue, the complete series. Garth Ennis does an exceptional job of writing wartime books. He has written some great wartime books, and the art on this one is amazing. So Keith Burns has some great artwork there. Just very awesome, big full action pieces. So Out of the Blue, Garth Ennis. There you go. Next, Space Bastards, Volume 2. If you like The Boys, very solid and similar in tone. Same art for a lot of it. But Space Bastards, Volume 2. Crazy, insane, over-the-top stuff in space. Next, little blue spoony guy, Sonic the Hedgehog. Test run. Sonic the Hedgehog, Volume 10. Collects issues 37 through 40. So, yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog. Bzz. Chained to the Grave. This was a big one whenever it came out. Big independent title. Old West comic book. Awesome gunslinging, revenge, supernatural, all in one. Really solid. Chained to the Grave. The Whedonverse. Firefly, Volume 2. New Sheriff in the Verse. Also, another Boom Studio book. So Firefly has been doing really well, continuing its story as a trade paperback or as comics, because we're never going to get the show come back in the way we want. If we do get the show come back, we're not going to get the people we want back in it. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Just don't make a new show. Just keep on rocking with comic books. Because the good thing about comic books, it's really easy to go back in time. And as much as you love Nathan Fillion, you can't really do a prequel and still have Nathan Fillion, because it's been almost 20 years since Firefly went off the air. Next, Cullen Bunn does humor and horror really solid, and Lucky Devil is no exception. This is a really awesome horror story with some dark humor. Cullen Bunn is one of the best horror writers right now in comics. Maybe he'll get some wordy books too. Who knows? All right, so that does it for trade paperbacks. Next, we got some manga. I'll get better, promise. Said it from manga for 30 years, and gotta change it to manga. Anyway, I've heard it both ways by several people from several times. But whenever the Viz Media people, who's pretty much debatably the biggest manga printer in the world, tells you it's manga, it's manga. All right, so Animal Crossing, Volume 2. Speaking of Viz Media. If you like building, it's just a cute, fun, silly kids book. It's in all ages. It'll be in the kids section. Animal Crossing, manga, Volume 2. Next, again for the kids section, Pokemon Journeys, Volume 2. You like your Pokemons? It's fun stuff. Next, very much not in the kids section, Boyfriend in Heat. That is volume, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's volume 1. Boyfriend in Heat is blatantly mature content, and on the back it says 18 plus. It is already cellophane sealed, so yeah. Romantic comedy, Boyfriend in Heat. Next, another very adult book is The Girl in the Arcade, Volume 1. It's as goofy and as silly as you think. I flipped through it. It does have a nice parental advisory, explicit content. It will be sealed whenever we put it on the wall, because the art is pretty graphic. It's funny. I flipped through it. I was curious. I'm an arcade person. I like my video games. It's pretty funny, the few pages I read, but it is graphic, so definitely not for the kiddos. And that's all the trade paperbacks. So that's that. While we're still in the realm of comics, though, you got to have something to keep your comics safe in. And we got a couple of new really cool art boxes. I say really cool, but I'm Team Cap all the way, 100%. But really nice Iron Man box. Cool artwork on the end. Same artwork blown up. Iron Man logo on the top. Cool Iron Man box, right? Put your comics in. However, if Iron Man ain't your jam, the two awesomest chicks in DC, the two awesomest women in DC, Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn, both have had awesome redemption arcs as of the last few years, and now are more anti-heroes than villains. Really cool box art, really cute, kind of kitschy style. They graffitied up Superman's picture, which is really funny. The top has this cool poison bottle and her diamond pattern. The end is just a little fuller picture of the same thing that's on the zoom me in, the zoom me out. So keep your comics safe in a comic box. Pretty ones. We also have some other ones. We have some I think we still have My Little Pony in stock. We have some Darkness ones. We have some Transformers ones, I think. So we got a few more of those. Next, we have some McFarlane action figures from one of the few perfect films in history, Princess Bride. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Movie's perfect. Also, Mandy Patinkin's awesome. If you do, I know I tell you all a lot of times, follow social media accounts of people. His TikTok, Snapchat, whatever. Just follow his social media accounts. He is just so wholesome and exceptional. During the pandemic, he just did silly dancing videos with his wife all the time, and it was just so wholesome and fun and just brightens your day. So, Inigo Montoya action figure. Well, I mean, if you have Inigo Montoya, he has to kidnap Princess Buttercup. And if you have Princess Buttercup and Inigo Montoya, he has to have a duel with the Dread Pirate Roberts. So, all from McFarlane. McFarlane makes awesome stuff. Great packaging. Very cool. Sure, her dress is actually like cloth, so it does move, and they all come with cool little Princess Bride stands. And Inigo has the detailing on his face. He has his scars, and he does have his sword that was custom made for the Six-Fingered Man, and also cool little base. Super simple base. It's just a black disc with the Princess Bride logo on it and a thumb. And then you've got your sword, and you've got Dread Pirate Roberts. So it's actually Wesley. Shh, spoiler alert. There is a Fezzik action figure as well. We do not have him in yet. He should be on the wall next to them soon. I have seen Fezzik come into some stores, so we should be getting our Fezziks in also. All right. Next, speaking of perfect films, Uruk-hai. And he's never late. He arrives exactly when he means to. It's late. I'm sorry. Fumbled the line. Tried. Worked here. Didn't come out. But the next series in the Lord of the Rings Deluxe Action Figures, Series 4. Series 1, 2, and 3 allowed you to build Sauron. So Series 4 just has some extra accessories with them. But we're not building another figure yet. So, but I will tell you, we do have Series 1, 2, and 3 in stock. So you can also build your Sauron. And then you can also get your Gandalf to help them, and your Uruk-hai to Yeah, we need to build something else. Maybe the next one should be the Balrog. That would be pretty cool. Anyway, but Lord of the Rings Series 4, Gandalf and Uruk-hai. Oh, and those are made by Diamond Select Toys. So they're not, they aren't McFarlane, but they're still very nice, very high quality action figures. All right, now we got this Leaning Tower of Coolness here. Pop figures. Daryl Dixon from The Walking Dead with the doggo. I will say I'm a bad comic fan. I fell off watching that a few years ago. Just haven't caught back up. And Carol with her bow. So you got AMC's The Walking Dead, Daryl and Carol in stock. Leaning Tower, cool stuff. We also got the new Fennec Shand. So she is in a different pose from the previous one. So Fennec Shand also in stock from your Book of Boba Fett. That last episode was wicked awesome. So Fennec Shand, Book of Boba Fett. Next, if you like your Gundams, these aren't Gundams, but they're still very cool. Model kit for Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe. He's fully posable, moves around. He's basically an action figure you can build. Shows you all the pieces right there on the side of the box. And you know what's even cooler? You know what's cooler? If you have Snake Eyes, his motorcycle is also available. So you get both of them and doing some G.I. Joe Snake Eyes on top of his motorcycle. Nobody's watching anyway. All right. Next, I normally pop that. Oh, one more action figure. The Starlight. She's a member of the Vought 7. Boys Season 2 coming out soon. The Boys Diabolical animated series. 8 episodes. Watched it in one sitting. It was fun. Some were better than others. They were all entertaining. It occupied about 2.5 hours of my day, and I'm not mad at it. If you haven't watched The Boys or The Boys Diabolical, go to your Amazon and do it. If you haven't read The Boys, do that too, because they get the spirit is the same, but the story. So you're not really in spoiler territory if you watch So then read the book, or read the book then watch So, because different things happen, and you can do both and enjoy both separately. They're both amazing in their own right with their own style. Garth Ennis wrote and created The Boys, and then did have a hand in creating the show too. So definitely lots of fun. So Starlight, she's super cool, awesome figure. There you go. Read The Boys. Next, I normally pull these out, but we didn't today. I'm sorry. She'll be in the glass, and she'll be easier to see. This whole box is in Japanese, so I am sorry I can't tell. Kocho? I don't know. I'm sorry. It's a Demon Slayer person. She's really cool, and the packaging doesn't do her justice. She'll be in the glass tomorrow. But Demon Slayer stuff. I've watched the first 2 episodes like 17 times. I need to just keep on trucking with it. Next, now this one I am going to open up, because this style and like setting up. So this is One Piece Volume 100 Anniversary. I don't know what this guy is, because I have not One Pieced, but he looks cool. Always cut away from yourself, never towards yourself. And always do it with a sharp blade. I need to sharpen my knife. I need to clean it. It's got a lot of tape from all the boxes I open with it. All right. This scale is always really cool. So we're going to unbox this thing real quick. and then we'll get to the books, and then we'll be done, and you can stop listening to my rambling. It's kind of beefy. It's pretty beefy. More tape. More tape. More tape. More tape. I mean, he did come from Japan, so I suppose the more tape, the better. Make sure he's nice and sealed and protected. All right. Bloop. Oh. We got our sword hiding here. It's got some treads hiding there. Bloop. Kind of on some stilts kind of legs. All right, where's this go? Ah, on his back. Bloop. All right. So, I'm a bad nerd, and if anybody was here watching this, they could tell me exactly what this thing is. All I know is super cute looking. Look at this guy. Like, he's one piecing it up. Yeah, does he drive like this? Does he go? Brr? We got a drill for a head. He's cool. He's a cool little robot guy. I don't know what he does. Y'all can roast me later for not knowing what he does, but there he is. He's really cool. I just want to see him out of the box because all of this One Piece stuff on that scale is always really cool looking, even though I don't know what any of it is. All right. So, here we are. So, I will tell you this. Our novels are growing. And I know I keep telling you that. Every time we're on video, I tell you, get more novels in. Getting more novels in. So, we finally got Macmillan, and I finally ordered a big old box of stuff, and I'm ordering more boxes of stuff, but finally got our first box in from Macmillan, and before we even got here, I sold like half of it. So I'm sorry. Like half of it's gone already. But we did still get the Shadow and Bone trilogy. So, awesome show on Netflix. Deviates from the book a bit. So, same thing with the boys. You can watch both and enjoy both equally for different reasons. But the universe for it is so cool. The magic around it is really cool. This is Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, and Ruin and Rising. So the first 3 books in the Grishaverse. Very fun, very cool stuff. All 3 of them. They're only $33, so $11 a book. And you get 3 of the best fantasy novels that have come out in the last 15 years. That's the same thing. So, if you like the Grishaverse, same thing. Six of Crows, Duology, Six of Crows, and Crooked Kingdom. So, same universe, different time frame, but the TV show kind of melds them together, so it's a little bit different. So, but it's literally like that right there is some of the best books you're going to read straight up for, and you can get both for around about $50. So that's 5 books. Yeah, super great story, super great universe, awesome stuff. I'll say this: I like it better than Harry Potter, but I also think Lord of the Rings is like Harry Potter's derivative. Aha, made you all angry. If any of you are even watching, but no, I actually do enjoy this more than I do enjoy this world more than Harry Potter. I enjoy Leigh Bardugo's writing better than what's Crazy Lady? J.K. Rowling. Nothing's better than Lord of the Rings. It's not quite Robert Jordan Wheel of Time, but it's competitive. Really great stuff. Next is, speaking of people on the level of Tolkien, Brandon Sanderson, The Way of Kings. This dude is a monster. Puts out books. He just put out 3 more books now. Just right now. Just as we were talking, 3 more books. Brandon Sanderson, The Way of Kings. Get you started on some of that. Brick. And this isn't even one of his long books. But super great world building. Awesome writing. If anybody is on the same level as Tolkien, it's Sanderson. But he's not. But he could be. Next, got some more Patrick Rothfuss, Name of the Wind. We got some of the, we have it in a hardback. Now we got some paperbacks in. So Patrick Rothfuss, Name of the Wind. Next, we've had some requests for this. We've got Sarah J. Maas, A Court of Thorn and Roses. I could only get the collector's edition in right now. Very hot book, very cool stuff, very great writing. Sarah J. Maas, A Court of Thorn and Roses, collector's edition, hardback with a slipcase and a little red tabby thing, so you know where your position. You don't need a book. You don't need a bookmark because it comes with a built-in bookmark. Yay! So if you got A Court of Thorn and Roses, I don't know the order. I'm not gonna pretend like I know the order, but here you go. We also have Court of Wings and Ruin in hardback and paperback. Court of Mist and Fury. Court of Frost and Starlight. Go ahead. I'm not talking to you, Siri. And Court of Silver Flames. So that's the books we got in this week. Like I said, I had more. I couldn't even get them on the wall. And it was like pulling out of boxes and people like, yeah, books. So, keep telling me what books you want. I'll keep ordering them. We'll keep putting them on the shelf. We'll have them there for you. Sarah J. Maas, super popular. Brandon Sanderson, super big right now. Leigh Bardugo, same thing. Oh, I almost forgot. Speaking of one of my favorite new writers, she's not new, but she's new to me. Sarah Gailey, super cool. She wrote Eat the Rich last year, which was my favorite comic of 2021. So with her having that, novels, Magic for Liars. We brought in one of her other books. We got Echo Wife in, didn't even make it to the shelf. So Sarah Gailey, great up and coming author. She's been writing for years, but she's getting super popular now. But yeah, so Magic for Liars. Honestly, I love going in her stuff, not necessarily knowing what it's about because I enjoyed her stuff so much, but it's all magic fantasy based, really cool stuff. So we'll bring in more stuff. I'll get some more Echo Wife for the wall so that it can actually make it to the wall this time. But that's all for today. Thank you very much for listening to my crazy tired ramblings and seeing what cool stuff we have here at Geek Out. Thank you very much for earlier. If you hung with us to do the pack cracking, that was a lot of fun too. As always, we're here to do our absolute best to make our customers absolutely as happy as possible. So if you see stuff you like, send me a message. We got you on Facebook. We got you on Twitter. We got you on the Instagram. Well, this isn't on the Instagram, but we are on Instagram. So hit us on any of the social medias at Geek Out Texas. And tell us what you're looking for. Tell us what you need. Tell us what you're wanting. You want more Sarah Gailey? You want more Brandon Sanderson? I can't believe I only got one Brandon Sanderson book in. But I got more coming. More Sanderson's coming, I promise. More Sarah J. Maas is coming. Her new series just started. So we got that coming. More little One Piece dudes that I don't know what their names are. Got those coming too. got a bunch of them already out there. Anything you need, anything that trips your geeky nerdy trigger, and you want us to bring in, let me know. We'll see what we can do for you. Thank you very much. Y'all have a wonderful night, and adios. Good night.